Let's go deer and rabbits. They're kind of related, they eat the same things. So the deer and rabbits are sort of similar. You can use the electric fence. Now in the orchard, we are in horse country, so the deer know, they know what electric fence is. So when we planted a new tree out in the orchard, we would put fence posts, regular old barbed wire fence posts, with the white tops on them, metal. We put those about 4 foot by 4 foot, about this big around, so they could lean over and eat the plant. We put those yellow insulators on top of each of those posts. We never ran a wire around it. We never electrified it, never did anything. We just a dummy. They know when you see those things, I'm going to get zipped. Stay away from those. They are trained to look for that. So that worked out very effective against the elk and the deer both. So we were in Skull Valley. The elk would come down from the high country and use the just big cattle with long legs and jump over any fence. So they come in and graze like the cattle do. Right on Kirkland Creek, they come down to water. Those are really destructive. Elk are, they decimate gardens like crazy. It really kept them out of the orchard. They love fruit trees. All animals love fruit trees. That's one little trick that we used. We had fields of inventory, like apple trees growing, like we're growing product to sell here. Well, of course, they're going to come in and eat the inventory. That's the ultimate insult in my world. You're in trouble if that starts happening. I'm coming after you. So there, we did actually put an electric fence up. Deer can clear any height up to about 10 feet. They can just go doink right over it if they so choose. They'd rather not, but if they're desperate, they will go over it. They can go up any distance, they can't go out. So all we did, we we just basically went 4 foot off the ground. We did a double strand like this around that field where we were growing the inventory. Kept them out pretty well. Every once in a while, a mischievous buck had some too much testosterone or something to jump over and get in there. He couldn't get out. You have to release him or something, but that was highly, highly effective as well. The sprays work very, very well for deer and rabbits. They're after that tender new growth. They can't resist it. All that new, tender leaves coming up, they love that. So if you can spritz some of this on that new growth, they come in and go, the neighbors are so good. Look, there's more over there. Let's go eat that. They eat it and it tastes nasty. And they kind of get trained, the plants over here taste bad. Plants over there taste good. Eat the plants over there at your neighbor's house. This is the original. This is our number one seller. Repels All. It's basically made of rotten eggs, garlic, and some other nasty things. I can tell you when you spray this, do not touch your mouth. It is not a good experience. It's just nasty. It does smell bad. Lisa does not allow me to use this right next to the front of the house because it's just nasty smelling. So we started carrying this. This is an herbal. Deer and rabbits do not like herbs. Rosemary, thyme, mint. They don't like herbs. And you'll find they don't eat herbs. And so someone came up with a pleasant smelling repellent. These are made to spray on the foliage that they're nibbling on, especially the new foliage. You want to keep up with that. Now on the label it says last for 3 months. You have to keep up with the new foliage, what I found. If you sprayed it and it pushed in the last couple, 2-3 weeks, another set of new growth, they'll come and nibble on that. So you need to in the spring especially, you need to keep up with that new growth as it respritz maybe once a month to keep up with it. Anyway, highly, highly effective. Questions on deer and rabbits? They're bad. They could really, I'm up above the high school, in the middle of Eagle Ridge. I've seen deer roaming down the street. Where do they come from? What are they thinking? They're like car bait, but they're there. Mainly I've got javelina anymore. They come through in packs and they like to destroy things. One last. The deer are out right now. The bucks are now rubbing the velvet off their antlers. So they're coming through on fruit trees, elms, the aspen, certain plants are coming through and they just rub up and down on the bark and they strip the bark off. Or they've been actually peeling the bark off and eating the sweetness of a tree is right underneath the bark. So they'll peel the bark off and then strip that living tissue off the tree, and they girdle the tree, and they'll kill it if left unchecked. So it's something to watch. I've had great luck, and there's nothing on the internet with this, no garden books. It's just, I sit here and I got nothing to do, and I think gardening all the time. I just go, now why are they doing that? How do I deal with this? I took this bird netting and I wrapped it loosely around the trunk. I let it kind of float an inch or two outside the bark. And then I staple gunned it right to the bark. It didn't hurt the tree. And I zipped off the rest. So I had this maybe 2-3 layer of bird netting floating over the trunk. Highly effective at keeping them from stripping off the bark. I had really great success with that. You might try it too. If that's an issue for you, you might try that. So this stuff's very inexpensive, very easy to work with. But the secret was just leave it floating. I think they just didn't want to deal with it. They don't want their antlers. Remember, there's no health care plan for animals out in the wild. You get entangled, or you break a leg, or anything happens, it's over. And so they know that. So they're really sensitive to, that's not normal. I'm not going to mess with that. There's too many other aspens in the neighborhood. Go eat theirs, because it doesn't have this issue. That's what you want, just discouragement. Okay?